Hi you guys, it's Sablon. Welcome to my channel. I am going to share a channeled message, a download that I received this morning. And to be honest, I've been working with this message for a while, and I just felt to share. So on my channel, I want to help and assist in healing, soul healing, and just spiritual healing. I really want to help and aid to this healing, whether or not you're in a twin flame journey or not. We all need some healing. So first and foremost, I am a holistic healer. I work with crystals, tuning forks, drums. I work with oils. I work with energy, and I help my clients balance their chakras and, work on past life trauma. So the message that I feel to share today, especially, I think it's perfect for all this energy that's going on right now. We have two cycles that we go through. It's like we are on a loop of spiritual evolution, and the loop, when we are born, we die. Birth to death, something that, we cannot escape. Nobody can escape. So I'm going to talk about those two cycles and how it is important to accept the cycles, and B, how to learn how to work with the cycles. So when we are born, we are energy first and foremost. We are just energetic beings, and there is no beginning, there is no end. We are energy. And this energy, when it is born into this body that we have, it's so big, it's so bright. Our spiritual self is just massive. And to come and try to conform in this little infancy body, it's very, very hard. It's sometimes it can be traumatic to people, to souls. I remember hearing this. I remember hearing something, and it was because some spirits actually fight the rooting of the human body. They actually fight it. They don't want to be in it. They try their everything to not be in this body. And either which way, it's traumatic. Our energy is just so much, and to fit it into this little human form, it's very tricky. So that being said, the spirits. So we have the spirit. The spirit comes into this body, and this brand new body is just perfect in, well, not always perfect, but we have our own journeys. But so this body is, we have to have the spirit kind of lets go a little bit, so that our ego can be born. Now, a lot of people think the ego is bad, but the ego is not bad. The ego is very necessary, especially for this earthly experience. We have to learn survival, primal. We eat, we sleep, we reproduce, we the ego is very, very important. The ego can sense danger in the 3D realm. The ego is, because that is where they're born. This is their domain. So when the ego is born, the spirit is there, almost like a nurturing mother. And the mother, actually, the spirit helps the ego grow. Just kind of goes in the back, kind of helps, counsels if you want, just letting, this human experience go and grow. So it's pretty interesting if you've ever looked in a baby's eyes, and you can see, this light in their eyes. It's just mesmerizing. It is just this big beacon of lights coming in through this little tiny baby, and you can see it, and they see you. And I know, and I really do, when I look at babies and children, I just see their spirit just looking straight into my soul, because the ego has not been born yet, or the ego is still in an infant stage. So as the child grows up, a lot of the time, our ego takes control, takes it all. It just takes the driver's seat of this body, and you can see in the eyes the lights that once was so bright and so crystal clear is now dim. And that is kind of like, it's not a bad thing, because our ego is meant to help us survive. And with that comes, the birth of the ego and the kind of silencing of the spirit. Now, not everybody lets the ego totally take form. Not everybody, actually. The people that hold on to their, spirits are those who can see the unseen, who are psychic, who have psychic abilities, who are very good with their intuition, who are very empathic. That is a sign that spirit is still very much, aware, and in the driver's seat, or not the driver's seat, but maybe the passenger seat. So, however, and then there are those people that kind of silence the spirit and live strictly in the 3D realm. And these people are the people that, are just very powerful, very, in this world, they have this power in this world. So is it bad or good? No, there's no bad or good. This is all just a journey. Too much of one thing doesn't make the other thing, doesn't cancel out the other thing. So there's always a need for balance. Those spirits who are very much in tuned, or too much in tuned, maybe, they suffer from depression, anxiety. It's very hard for empaths and light workers. It's very, very hard for them to have true happiness in this world, because they just want to be just with the spirit. And it's very hard to ground them. And when people are too much in the ego, you know, dangers happen with that. You are more susceptible to earth's luxuries, used to just a lot of like power and there's a lot of things if the ego takes full control. And there's a lot of things that happen if the spirit takes full control. So it's really important that we learn how to balance and how to accept and how to be intuitive into knowing what does our ego say versus what does the spirit say. And it's very, very interesting that we do have those right at our fingertips, right there, just waiting for us to use. So that being said, we are on this journey, and it's, if you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to, okay. The reason why and how this plays into twin flames, soul connections, any kind of connections that we have is when we see our twin, when our physical body sees our twin, when our spirit sees the twin, recognizes, not even sees, I could just feel it. You know, it is awakened. It is, oh my gosh, that is my other half. That is, where have you been? And the twins are really powerful in helping and healing the earth and the vibration, because when we are born as well, and when we have that twin flame connection or contract, one embodies the more the masculine energy, and the other one embodies the more feminine energy. We all embody both, but to really have that connection of oneness and of the best of it all, the masculine and feminine, we have this contract that, yes, I will hold this energy, you will hold that energy. We will find it, we will find each other, and we will continue to grow. So that being said, not everybody will meet their twin in this lifetime, and that's okay. And those who do meet their twin, it's a special journey. It's not an easy journey. It's special, and it is just so wonderful, blissful, and yet traumatizing and tragic almost. I mean, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you know, once the souls see each other, once the two twins see each other, the magnet is ignited, and you have this undeniable pull to this energy, and you don't know why. And honestly, when the ego gets you know, awakened, or when the ego like goes through this, they don't understand. The ego does not understand the soul's and the spirit's connection. It doesn't make sense. And what the ego cannot comprehend, the ego just deems it as dangerous, as it's a bad thing. This is not a good idea. What are you doing? What is going on? And our souls and our spirits just keep on going towards that as a pull, a magnet, pulling the two spirits together. And then you get the push and the pull. So the ego very much is threatened by the connection that the two spirits have. Number one, the ego has never met this person, so it just doesn't make sense. And number two, the soul has a contract with the other soul, has a contract with the other half to unite, for union. A lot of people say union is not necessary. You can definitely go throughout life not being in union, and that is totally up to your spirit and the relationship with your spirit and your ego. So everybody has a different path. Everybody has different lessons to learn. No, union is not mandatory. However, union, if you meet your twin in this lifetime, if you're on this journey, you are picked to help. First of all, you have to balance yourselves. You have to balance you, and then you have to balance yourself, and then you have to help each other balance. And all even before like the mission even starts. So if you have met your twin, and you can tell, I think a lot of people say like there's false twins and that was my false twin. I don't necessarily believe that, but I mean it could happen. But for me, I think that I know like I know. Period. And I know that you guys know that too. If you guys are on this and you see and you meet your twin, you just know. I mean, there's no buts and ifs and ands about it. Your energies have recognized each other and have like magnetized towards each other. Your spirit doesn't lie. Your ego lies though, a lot. That's a false twin. That's not going to happen. Like just so many things. I mean, the ego has to survive, and the spirit is just immortal. So the spirit, you miss your twin. It's very, the spirit is very quiet. The spirit really is pretty chill in this world. But when the spirit sees and meets the other half, you can guarantee that the pull will never stop until spirit is happy. It's just something that I believe if you meet your twin, this is the lifetime to unite, period. If you don't, then, maybe next lifetime. But when you know it. And the ego will try to save you or save it and, list a bunch of different reasons why this is not real. And, and the spirit has nothing to say but just, I know that it is. So, anyways, and thus the war the battle of the spirit and the ego. So just to like sum up this channeling, and then I will come back and do the cards. But to sum up the channeling, I really wanted you guys to learn that we are in a cycle. We are in, it never stops going. The journey is the journey. And we must learn how to balance ourselves. We must learn how to respect both the ego and the spirit. When to listen to both. When to listen to one and when to listen to the other. And it's a journey, you guys. Okay, so I am gonna stop this channeling, and then I'll come back. When I come back, I will do the cards, and I think I'm gonna do a spirit messages to your spirit, and a spirit message to your ego. So again, you know, we need to learn how to be just in balance with both and in harmony with both. Don't ignore the spirit and don't ignore the ego. Troubles happen when you do that. But anyways, I will come back with a reading, just a quick reading on what spirit has to say, to what the divine has to say to your spirit, and what the divine has to say to your ego. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Bye.